Welcome back to the channel. Been a while since I posted a video. Funny how life kind of gets in the way and prevents you from doing the things you kind of want to do instead of the things you have to do. But anyways, gonna go over a couple little things I've been working on in the midst of life happening. One of the reasons I got back into electronics about 8 years ago, there were two goals. One, I wanted to really dig in and learn how logic circuits and computers are built, any processors. And I wanted to build an 8-bit computer, which I've done that. So I feel I've tackled that goal at least to the level I wanted to. Second side was I played guitar forever, and I really wanted to be able to build my own pedals. I've always wanted to understand how they work and be able to build my own, which that's the second one. And that's kind of what I've been spending a bunch of time on lately in the past 4 to 6 weeks. JHS, great series, Short Circuit, his videos, love them. In fact, they're some of the best ones that I've run across. And Wampler has a video series, Guitar Pedal Building or something like that. It's pretty good as well. Between those two and a couple of books, I have learned a ton about analog audio, specifically in guitar pedals. And one of the things that while I was working on it, I kept building circuits on breadboards and running into problems with the actual sort of infrastructure of the board. Like the audio jacks would stop working. I'd have to manually switch stuff around. And I saw in one of Josh's videos he uses some of the DIY boards from Copper Sound, I think is the name of the company. I ordered a couple of those. But I also figured people, and myself included, wouldn't want to spend 50, 60, 70, even $100+ on one of those boards. So could you DIY it, and would it work? And mainly, could you DIY it inexpensively from Amazon parts to where, it's worthwhile? And actually the answer is yes, and I came up with a way, and that's kind of one of the things I'm going to show here. The second part is I'm going to go through my setup that I've been using and how I'm using it today, and I would love ideas from people on how to optimize setup or other ways to do things to build and test guitar pedals. But anyways, let's switch over here just so that's not in the way. What we got here are the two breadboard prototyping boards I built. I built this one first and learned a little bit from it, and then I built this one and I learned a little bit from this too. But as I said, all the parts are sort of stock off Amazon. These are the nicer breadboards, the BB830s. They have a little harder contacts in them. I prefer these. They do cost more. I thought, let's see if I can use the inexpensive ones, which you can pick up these off Amazon 3 for like $15 in a pack. And then for the audio, I picked these up off Amazon. They're TRS jacks with the pin header broken out. And I just put those on there for the input and output jacks. For the switching, I figured I'll just use a guitar pedal switch, right? So standard 3 PDT. And off Amazon, you can get these little boards, proto boards, that breaks out those and with a nice little label so you know what they are. It is at least I think it's a true bypass. I'd have to check. I know this one is, but these are inexpensive off Amazon. For power, I ended up going with these mountable ones. They're PCB barrel jacks. Make sure you get center negative, or you could just use the ones that guitar pedals have, which is actually what I did right here. And just so you notice there's hot glue. So that was the sort of hack of the whole thing. The power jack would want to come off on here, so I hot glued it. These jacks would want to fall off, so I hot glued it. So, and the point here is this is mostly permanent. So make sure you got it laid out, tested, working the way you want. And, you can make it permanent with some hot glue. These I kind of feel bad about, although technically I only wasted this top one, the rest can come apart. These I don't feel so, because these are like $8 each, $9 each nowadays, and these are nicer breadboards. But anyways, that's kind of the way it works. So you get the 9 volts coming in from a regular guitar pedal, power supply coming in. Make sure you get positive and negative right. Feeds up to this power rail, and then I have the other power rails daisy chained, and you turn it on and have an LED. And away you go. Smaller one, larger one. I kind of figured I'd need this one. Turns out I don't need that much room. So I'm going to make another one that's kind of in between these two sizes. I'm kind of liking this size right now, but, we'll get some other ones and build it and see how it goes. So that's kind of where it's at today. These do make it so much easier. Like I said, the sort of core infrastructure of the board is there. It's set up. You've tested it. You know it works. You don't have to troubleshoot this stuff. You can focus on the circuit that's on the board. Or, go buy the pre-made ones. Up to you. Oh, let's flip over here. So here's another view of that same work area, and this is kind of what I've been using as my setup for these boards, and I'll go through it little by little. I'd love ideas from people. If you have better ways to do this, I would love to know. But starting from over here, we've got a signal generator. It's spitting out channel 1 at 440 hertz. I got an input select box right here that selects between my guitar, got my Strat sitting over here, or the signal generator, so you can bounce back and forth. Comes in here. I do like using yellow for ins, so you can see yellows and blues for outs, so there's the out. And then the output, I have the selectable over to the oscilloscope up here, or over to this AB box, which drives 1 or 2 amps. Got this little orange crush right here, which it's easy to overdrive that, which is good for some stuff to try, but then I got a SR Systems little 1 watt switchable. It's actually 1 watt, 5 watt switchable tube amp with Celestion speakers over there, so you can select, input, pick. Let's see if I pick tone right now. I don't know if it'll work. Let's see. Yep, there's 440. Got this little Zoiscope here, which is really nice two-channel. I can grab these probes and I can, pick a spot on the board here. In addition to that, this is kind of like the mains output monitoring, and then if I want to check other points in the circuit or compare, I got 2 channels over here. I could do the same thing on that one, but I kind of like this one because portable. Regular voltmeter over there for testing, especially for biasing this stuff. But that's kind of the setup. So I got, components and parts over here. Extra power supply if I need it, but, pedal power coming in there. Inputs, outputs, test equipment. And so far this seems to work, at least for, good basic guitar pedal building. Kind of everything I need in one spot, and I can easily switch back and forth and, geek out as long as I want. Play a little bit, hear the signal, test components. I am going to get some of those select boxes from Copper Sound. I ordered some of those too to swap out capacitor and resistor values. Those seem to be really helpful. Although, kind of one of my things there is I bet I could build one of those too, so we'll figure that out later. But anyways, that's kind of where it's at now. Computer stuff, I might do some more stuff on the Commodore. Actually, I got the Atari sitting over there. Finish a 1 meg upgrade and fix keyboard on. Got a couple of Commodore projects. VCF Midwest is coming up, isn't it? And it's going to be here pretty soon. Guess I better get ready for that. I'm going to get a table again this year, hopefully. So, anyways, that's it. If you're into guitar pedals, love to hear about in the comments stuff you've built. I'd love to know any resources you have for other pedal building information, especially videos. Like I said, Brian Wampler and Josh at JHS have been my 2 go-tos lately. But if you got any others, I would love to hear them. And any ideas for the setup, how I could do this any better, I'd love to hear it. Anyways, take care. Laters.